So, Steve, it is the League Cup final, and it's Ten Hag's first chance to get some silverware as Manchester United manager. But
Bit rude.
in the grand scheme of things, though,
We acted like we didn't win the World Cup.
Yeah, and the Bangkok Cup.
Fair enough.
Bangkok. But anyway, in the grand scheme of things, how important actually is winning a League Cup today for Erik Ten Hag in terms of his managerial career at United?
If it's all he ever wins, it's kind of irrelevant because he won't be kept in a job if it's all he ever wins. It should be seen as the stepping stone onto future bigger success. Because, look, we're going to have a right good day today, and I think we're going to come home with the trophy. But if we don't,
Clip that.
If we don't, it could be considered as irrelevant. If we go and win the Premier League next year, so what? This didn't matter. If we go and win the Premier League next year, so what? This doesn't matter unless it's seen as the progress or the progression onto winning the Premier League. Is it instilling a mindset? Is it instilling confidence into these players that they can go and win trophies in big games?
I disagree because I think it's actually very important because I think right now, especially at Manchester United Football Club, trophies are pretty much everything. In terms of alleviating a little bit of pressure, I know it didn't exactly work for Mourinho, but United are currently on the longest trophy drought I've been on in around 40 years. I think the fans are gagging for a trophy.
I agree.
And I think if he gets a trophy in the bank early, it takes a little bit of the pressure off his future endeavours in terms of if he has a bit of a spell that's a little bit dodgy.
Not a chance.
Now people will be like, I disagree. People will be like, but he's won a trophy, but he's won this and that.
Can I give you the two reasons why it's not a chance? We sacked Louis van Gaal the day he won the FA Cup.
Okay.
So that didn't mean anything. Jose Mourinho had 3 trophies in the bank.
But could it be a kickstarter for us to win other things, though? That could be the argument as well, because...
It could. There's also the kickstart to the end for Jose.
Because what will it do? Yes, true, but what would... If we do lose the final, it'll be the second time that we've lost the final in recent years after the Europa League one. What does that do for the rest of our season? Because in the other competitions that we are in.
Yeah, probably has a negative impact. I don't see it having a positive impact unless it's framed the right way. And luckily, I think we've got a manager that takes losing in a positive way. Like, I don't see him ever coming out and blaming referees, the moisture levels of the grass, the summers in his eyes. No mad little reasons for it. He seems to take every loss we've ever had on the chin, and he goes, no problem, I'll learn from it. That's why I don't think it matters. For the legacy of Erik Ten Hag, what happens today? I think it would certainly be a positive step if he did win it, but I don't think, like, ultimately, he will only be considered a success if he wins the league here and the Champions League here. He might get away with just winning the league or just winning the Champions League to be a bit of a success, but to be, spoken about. We've had 2 great managers at this club. For him to be the third, but for him to be Sir Eric.
But what if he wins the Champions League? If he loses today, he wins the Champions League, he wins the FA Cup, he wins the Premier League. Would he still have that little bit of regret that he didn't win the League Cup to kind of have that full sweep that Liverpool fans like to try and laud Klopp about?
Maybe, but
do you know what I mean?
He didn't win the Europa League, did he? They like to say he's won everything in football, but he didn't win that.
It's a European trophy, though. I think it is important because I think for a team that has gotten younger, is gelling, is up and coming. I do think if we win today,
let me just throw it out for all the amount of people that are already commenting that I don't care about the trophies. I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm saying that I think he's going to go on to bigger things, regardless of what happens today. I see him being the guy that wins us the league again, and for me, that's more important than this trophy. I'm going. You lot watching this? I'm already on the train.
Okay, all right.
I'm going.
All right. So listen, we lose today, don't win a trophy. Because you basically prioritise in the Premier League, but we don't win the Premier League for the next few years. But we win it in like the 4th or 5th season under Erik Ten Hag.
I'd be surprised if he stays that long to do that.
Exactly. So, but you're kind of saying that you're not completely against the idea of the trophy being really important, but you'd rather the focus on being us building to win the Premier League. But you don't know how long that will take.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't think it matters. I don't think when you look back on what happens with Erik ten Hag, I don't think the success or failure box gets ticked either way because of what happens today.
It seriously does matter because we are playing against a team that we're favourites over, with playing their 5th choice keeper and everything that goes alongside it. I know Newcastle have played well this season, but I don't think it would be a good thing if United don't come away with the trophy.
No, but the question was
especially
Ten Hag's legacy with this trophy.
Yeah, I think it'll help it because it's silverware in the bank. I know we're talking about what happened to Mourinho and happened to Van Gaal, but I think him doing it so early with us playing at a level that we probably didn't even quite reach in terms of eye test wise under Van Gaal and Mourinho. I personally believe it's a little bit more weighted towards being important, in my opinion. I think if he loses today, it is a little bit of a backward step because it's Manchester United Football Club versus Newcastle in the final, and Newcastle haven't won a trophy in God knows how long.
See, I don't disagree with that. But when you're saying what's the big picture sort of script for Erik ten Hag, I think the most important thing, the thing that he gets judged on, the thing that he will live and die on is going to be the Premier League and the Champions League. I don't think winning one of the trophies would have kept Ole. I think it was performance in the league. Look, every single one of our managers that we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson, they have been judged and fired on league performance. All of them. Moyes went when it was mathematically impossible for us to achieve.
When you say league performance, you're talking about winning it, aren't you?
Well, even Champions League, I think actually Champions League performance is ahead of that in the queue. For me, yeah, we've got to win the league. Moyes didn't even qualify for the Champions League. Got a bullet.
Okay, so you're...
Louis van Gaal went when he didn't get the Champions League.
I'm laying out a picture for you. So we go 1 season, 2 seasons, 3 seasons, 4 seasons, consistently top 4, probably finishing runner-up a couple of times. We don't win another domestic cup. Do you believe that would be better for his legacy than winning a trophy or 2, finishing top 4 1 season, not 1 season, coming runner-up another season, coming up runner-up another season? What do you think's weighted better? In terms of when you look at his... I think any time you look at any managerial's legacy, it's what they've won.
Yeah, of course it is.
So
for me,
not how many top 4, not how many top 4 appearances they've got.
Owners, that's what they're judging it on because they're judging it. They're not fans. We know they're not fans. They are judging things on a different set of criteria than we're judging things. We're judging it by how we feel, what we see, the trophies that we collect. They're not judging it on that. They're judging it on does this. But
a manager's legacy is not decided by the owner that he had.
Well, it is if he gets. Hang on. It is if he gets the sack before he finishes his job because he's not got the minimum expectation, which is Champions League.
I think as much as it seems top 4 is weighted above it, I think winning a trophy today is really important and it will kickstart Ten Hag's career for Manchester United.
All right, let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? 1, does this trophy really matter? Like, if he wins it but doesn't win a league, what does that mean? If he doesn't win it but then goes and win the league, what does that mean? Let us know your thoughts and then let us know how you think we're going to do today. Are we actually going to bring it home? Because I think we are. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.